Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the Wildlife India Health and Fitness Awareness session. Today is not a workout, but today we are going to discuss quite a bit about fitness mostly, and the health part would come a bit later. This is just the awareness program. Today is the session one, and while we are going to start right away, because almost 20 people already joined, so we want to respect everybody's time. Hi, Isuru. Welcome. So we really want to kickstart today as an introduction. Um, and then the agenda is like this. So um, we will talk a little bit about why WOW believes in health and fitness, how important, how it is core of all our belief. And then we will move on to introduce the trainers and ask them why they do what they do and what exactly they do. So it's better for us to hear from them. And a couple of questions based on um, overall the lifestyle related and all the prayer requests and the overall experience that we've been hearing. Based on that, couple of questions I'll ask and let the trainers respond to that. And then it's a free flow. The audience can ask any questions, and any of the trainers can pick up that and welcome to respond. I hope that's fine with all of you. Trainers, welcome. We have incredible trainers with us today. Thank you so much, Isuru and Natasha from Sri Lanka. We have awesome Shireen and Prasanna with us. Four of them is going to be really blowing our mind, I believe. Okay, so thank you guys for joining today. So Wildlife has a strong emphasis on physical health and fitness, and it is a core part of our spiritual growth and personal transformation. At Wildlife, we believe that our physical body is the temple of God, and stewarding the body temple is an act of worship. Also, it's our conviction that true flourishing happens in all aspects of life when spirit, mind, and body are aligned. That's why we are passionate about equipping our community through our fitness movement called Wow Move. You could look for Wow Move handle in Instagram. It was founded by Profi, Pastor Fiona, and it's led by Pete and Ann Muellers. And we encourage everybody, whether you're a beginner or an athlete, we encourage everybody to move, train, and challenge your limits as an act of spiritual discipline. We don't separate spirituality from the physical fitness, health, and fitness. So when the body is strong, the mind is sharper, and the spirit is freer. Fitness becomes a gateway to sensitivity to God. Okay. Wildlife believes in fitness more than aesthetics or performance. It's about resilience, longevity, and living out our calling fully. A healthy body enables us to love better, serve longer, and carry the presence of Christ with energy and purpose. Whether you're training for marathon or taking your first steps towards better health, this is a series of episodes which will inspire you to see fitness not as a vanity but as a vitality for your divine destiny. Welcome, everybody. Before we start with the trainers, I'd like to convey to all of you that this is our awareness program. This is not going to be a medical advice. If you are on medication for any lifestyle related challenges, we recommend you to consult with your doctor and continue the medicine that you've been already taking. Okay. And also, if you are on a physiotherapy, please continue to consult with your physiotherapist. And so when it comes to health and fitness, there are so many aspects to it. Okay. For sure, we won't be able to cover everything in one session today, but I do believe we will have more such sessions like this. Potentially, we would bring more people, or maybe we will have repeat sessions with the same trainers, depending on how you guys are pulling and what kind of queries coming, what is the requirement. Like Natasha had asked, we really want to know you guys, what level of fitness you are in, and other details around it. So we could serve you better. Okay. And the timing of this session is it's so prophetic. I've been planning this since last 1.5 months with Sherin and Prasanna, and I had a very brief discussion with Isuru as well. But I felt that this is the right time for us to kickstart it. So all of us have taken the vow for more 2 or 3 or maybe 5 of those commitments since last 1 week. Okay, so this the timing is very prophetic, and you are at the right place at the right time. We have incredible trainers with us. Okay, and thank you guys for joining today. Isra, Natasha, and Shireen, three of them have participated in Ironman, and Prasanna, I'm sure she would have participated in other programs similar to that as well. And they do have their own physical fitness studios, and they've been in this industry for quite a while. Okay, and so now I will move on to Natasha, and Shireen and Prasanna. Kindly let our audience know what you guys do and why you do, what has enabled you to do what you're doing. And then we will ask a couple of questions, if that's okay. Yes, go ahead, Isra, Natasha.
Okay, hi. We're Isra and Natasha Fonseca. We're the founders of fit.lk, which we founded 15 years ago. So we specialize in one-on-one training, and we are certified by ACE certified trainers, and also the first certified animal flow trainers in Sri Lanka. You want to add?
Yeah, I'm not trying to make it all professional. I'm just going to keep it like family anyway when I talk. So guys, so what we do is we work with clients who are all sizes, all shapes, height, no problem. We have clients who have injuries, so we work with injuries. We work with strength and conditioning, and we also work with athletes. So we have a wide scope of our training that we do. Natasha and I both put this program together from the beginning, is to serve, but after coming to WOW, things have changed. So when we started, we were just two kids starting personal training, and now we have grown this to a place where we work with clients internationally. We organize programs in Sri Lanka. We recently organized one of the biggest fitness programs in Sri Lanka. So stuff like that is what we do.
In short.
In short, it will continue. Yeah.
Thank you. Sherry.
Hi all. So if you don't know me yet, yeah. My name is Shireen. So I am the CEO of Breakthrough Studio Fitness in India. And we've been operating that for the last 5.5 years now. Altogether about 10 years in the fitness industry. It started when I was very young, just pure passion for being active. I think after the pregnancies, it just led into a little bit more serious kind of training myself first, understanding my body and, working out myself. Then led to, getting into personal training, getting certified in functional fitness, nutrition, and then later on TRX as well. Yeah, at the moment I am, getting trained in powerlifting. So I believe challenging myself, is the best way forward. And I always believe, do it myself before I, talk about it or, um, give my knowledge to anyone else. But yeah, in my field also, it's mostly clients come to me for weight loss and toning. And what else? Yes, I'm also a menopause specialist. So yeah, there are a lot of areas, which relate to women, which is, a lot more different compared to men. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's what I do. Yeah.
Thank you, Shireen. Over to Prasanna.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Prasanna. I too in India, and I have my fitness training in like I stand for Shape Up under the banner of Shape Up in Hyderabad as well as in Andhra. And this was my passion from small. And I was into gymnastics, I was into karate, and after some time, I was also a lecturer at Central London. But then my health, the main thing which made me to take this step forward was because I was not very good at health, and I started having high BP and so many other issues. Then I realized that there's no point in earning money, like, and when I'm not feeling well. And I started training myself, and and then I got myself in proper health. I understood and I started feeling energetic as the days went by, and got certified in nutrition, and then started helping ladies, many of the ladies, and my studio is mainly for ladies. And many issues come by, and I was able to help them with their many health issues. They started feeling good, and I took this. I felt, yeah, this is what I really wanted. By seeing the smile in their eyes, I felt satisfied and content with myself and with the people who had come in. So this is in a short nutshell about myself.
Thank you, Prasanna. Before you leave, one question for you. In terms of physical health challenges due to lack of mobility, how do people, what are the physical health challenges people face due to lack of mobility and strength training?
Okay. Many people, whoever come in, and even me also, they start having lethargy feeling, and people feel like joint pains, knee pain, back pain, all sorts of pains, and they take it for granted. They start thinking that yeah, it's a hereditary. My parents, my family got it, so it is something that I should. It is something I also have to come along as the days go by. So, but then as they started joining in, and realizing that movement is something where it makes them really feel good, and the confidence levels start growing for them, and people started feeling good. And then strength and conditioning is mainly important, where people, as we age or as we are growing in muscle mass, we tend to lose muscle. So people don't know that, and they follow that we shouldn't, like, because one example of myself, let me tell you, I came into a stage, like I was having severe knee pain, and doctors told me age factor, and maybe menopausal, and they showed the x-rays that the bone that is deteriorating, and they said I have to go for a knee replacement, so many things, which was 4 5 years back. And they said, whatever you're doing, stop it. And then stop it means how it's going to be. Then I continued with my squats and my exercises and all, and today I'm good. I don't limp. I don't. I am flexible, and this thing gave me that confidence that I can help many people around. So we need to keep moving, whatever it is. We have to move. As we're aging, we have to age gracefully.
Age gracefully, wonderful. How nice to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, my doctor too. When I explained to him the problem about on my knees, both the knees, he said, in fact, I had an opportunity, privilege to stay with Natas and Isru, and they really, Isru and Natasha, they really gave me a variety of treatment to overcome. I was in a about a year ago when I was just not able to move, so I had a opportunity to discuss with Profi, and she recommended Natasha. And by the end of 1 month, morning I started going for swimming, and in the evening I was walking for 4 kilometers almost every other day. So I totally get it. I'm so glad that I did not choose to go for a knee surgery. My ortho doctors, they said, yeah, wait, okay, wait for 10 years. After that, anyway, you can get your knee surgery done. So when you go to doctors, like there are different variety of opinions, right? Thank you, Prasanna, for that. And this question is for Shireen. How absence of functional training affects joint health? Could you shed some light on that, Shireen?
Yeah. So when we say functional training, it's the day-to-day movements that mimic day-to-day life, like, pulling, pushing, carrying groceries, climbing stairs. So that's what we mean by functional training. So, and this is fine for everyone, anyone can do it. And especially with regard to joints, if you're not doing functional moves, what happens is, say for example, if you're just walking, it's not enough, because the around your joints, your muscles need to be strong, it needs to be strengthened, because the joint is held by tissues, ligaments, and also muscles. So with age, 3% to 5% every decade we lose our muscle mass. So atrophy becomes, inevitable, because it's that is part of aging. And when you touch 60, that number goes even higher. So along with, if you're not eating correctly, enough of protein, which I see a lot of us, we just don't eat enough. So yeah, so you need to give resistance to your muscles to build, to create that cushioning around your joints. um that's one of the main things. And like I said, also, eat well, eat enough of protein to build the muscle mass. But many people, they just stick to walking. Walking is fine, but you need to do this kind of functional moves. So as you, even in your 60s, 70s, you can keep climbing stairs. Simple thing like getting up from your chair without support. You'll be able to do that only if you start now. And you don't have to do, radical things, but where you are at, you can start where you are at. Yeah.
Thank you, Shireen. And this question is for Isru and Natasha. Feel free to talk about anything. But one of the most commonly faced challenges is how much is good, how many minutes, or what kind of training is good. Let's say randomly pick up Tanmay or maybe somebody else here. How do they ever know what kind of training is good for them, and how important is age appropriate training, and how do we prevent injuries? Could you talk about it?
Okay, time limit, I would say, Chitra, for everyone, it's different. You need to start from where you're comfortable first. The thing is, it happens everywhere in the world. When you go into a gym, they will start just hacking you. The reason they try, it's like they make you feel tired. Certain gyms, okay, so they make you feel tired, so you feel when you go home that you have done a workout. But that might be too much for the body. So I would say, for every age, every human being, it would be a different story. They need to build it up. Everything is a time build up. That when I used to work out, when I was in my teens, I used to train at least 3 to 4 hours. I had the energy to do that. I had it, and I had a lot of free time, so that's why I could be in the gym. But with time, I understood how much time my clients can train for, and after work, what is the limit that we can give them. It's different when you have even clients. Everyone needs to understand, you work out in the morning energy, and after you come from work when you train, it's two different energies.
Yeah.
So we need to understand how to push, because because we need to understand, in the morning there'll be less cortisol for people, less stress. But in the evening, the stress dose might be high, but while you're working out, you also might release that stress. So we need to know. I mean, so there are a couple of reasons why you can work out to release stress, to get strong. All these things come to play. Person to person, it's different. Uh, on when you're talking about when the question came about joint support and mobility and functional movement, I agree with everything Prasanna and Shane had to say, because it's the most important thing right now. I'm figuring out with athletes. This is not even people who have not started. Athletes right now, athletes are working with their genetic muscle. There's a genetical muscle that they have. When you look at them, it looks amazing because that's their gene. But when I start working out with them and I train them, I understood that they don't have muscle strength. They are going with their gut. Like, every athlete has that fire in them.
Yeah.
There is a different fire. So they work with that strength. So once I started seeing their strengthening, when we work on the strengthening and form and technique, I understood that they don't use muscle. A lot of athletes are getting injured because they're using their joints to do the exercise. Like even if they do a squat or a lunge or even a shoulder press. A shoulder press, they start working with the elbow instead of reaching to the sky. So there is a lot of muscles that are not getting engaged, and there are a lot of muscles that you don't need to use to do whatever exercise you're doing. Understand? So little details like that is there that can damage. So form and technique for me and Natasha, our main thing is to do with form and technique. So form and technique is a must for you to prevent for your injuries. So we work with our clients at least for about a month on form and technique. So even if you go abroad and if you're doing online training, the form and technique is registered. It's like a muscle memory. So you will have less injuries if you have form and technique, and also you will have less injuries if you don't ego lift. So ego lift, if you try to perform in the gym, if you try to lift, because there are so many people you're comparing, you want to look bigger, or you want to, it happens in the gym. It can be made, it happens. So these are little details that can help you get better with your training.
Sure.
No, to add to the time frame thing, I think it will also depend on what each person's goal is.
Yeah.
Strengthening would be different, flexibility would be different. So it depends on the person, the age, and also what their goal is.
Right now, the basic training, like anyone does, it'll come to 1 hour max to 1.5. If they can push, it's good. So even right now, they have request people not to train more than 1.5 hours to 1 hour, because there's a lot of cortisol and a lot of wastage that happens. So now people can, even at 45 minutes, it's more than enough. That's what they right now say in science. Yeah, it can change from person to person.
So that 45 minutes could be like 3 days or 5 days in a week on generally, what would you recommend?
So Chitra, with someone who starts,
Yeah.
even with our clients, tell them try twice a week first.
Twice a week, okay.
And there is a point that they say, I want more. They actually, because they see the result.
Yeah.
Then we take them to 3 days. You don't understand, after this happens, our clients ask, what do we do on the off days?
Yeah.
Now they have got into the culture.
Right.
We need to get people into the culture. So on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, they might go for a walk, they might go for some badminton. What we need to do is get them to move.
Yes.
So what happens is when the confidence comes, then they want to. So that's how I would say that's how we bring people into the culture.
Yeah.
Right now I have clients who train with me thrice a week, and on the other 2 days they will start going and working out with their friends, because now they are more confident, but they always tell me what they're going to do. So it won't clash with their training. So stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I was being asked to run on a treadmill with a 5 kg dumbbell. So that was soon after, like soon after delivery, I was in a hurry to lose my weight, and I believe I injured many joints during that time. So what we believe in India, I mean, at least my experience is that we just go for a trainer completely believing 100% that the trainer means, yeah, okay, they know probably, and sometimes it could be the same technique for all clients, right? So it's customized. So I really wanted to bring this point in for our audience to understand that each person, it differs. Like you said, how much they could do, and gradual progression is the key, I believe. So yeah, thank you for sharing. And
something that, guys, when you all are choosing a trainer or anyone, this is something I tell my clients: please ask questions.
Yes.
When you ask questions, you learn. Also at the same time, if your trainer can explain it. Sometimes they might have the most amazing body, but they might find it difficult to teach.
Yes.
Everyone is not a teacher. So you don't understand, you have to see the path that there is a small differentiation. So you need to understand, ask the right questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you do exercise, ask, are you supposed to feel this muscle? If you are not feeling the right muscle, they get the form and technique fixed. So this is something that helps. Yeah.
Thank you, Ishra and Natasha. Let's go back to Prasanna and ask one more most commonly asked questions. That is, can you share some insights on sedentary lifestyle, how it contributes to chronic health conditions?
Yeah, sedentary lifestyle here. Anything which you don't move and you always keep sitting, and you start feeling lazy. And that's all, most of the time sitting and not moving, then eating, and that gives you restlessness and unsleep, no sleep, untimely eating. These are all the sedentary type of lifestyle. And it starts leaving without any movement, knee pain, back pain, a lot of stiffness in the joints, chronic diseases like having type 2 diabetes. As you start putting on weight, and your stomach starts growing with fat, then slowly the BP and the diabetic sugar starts increasing, then insulin diabetic. Then some people have back pain, which will lead into sciatica, sometimes arthritis, rheumatism, all things which are really, really not needed. Just movement is which is needed. And some people have hormonal imbalances because of weight, like PCOD, PCOS, and it's anything. We need to move so that the blood will circulate from head to toe. And when we start moving, we have that fat burning, and we have the replacing it with muscle mass. That is when really things, body starts repairing. So when you do strength training, the body starts repairing. The next 2 days you will be having it repairs the body. You start feeling good. You feel energetic. You don't feel that lethargy feeling, or you don't feel lazy, postponing of work. These are all some of the things where you have a sedentary lifestyle. I'll do it tomorrow. This is one of the things. I'll see it later. And then, when the time comes, no, I still have time. This is sedentary type of lifestyle. So people don't realize that they're getting into that. And one fine day you figure out, oh, I'm in some mess. That's exactly when you start finding it out, is when you have to go attend a function, or you have to go for some parties and something doesn't fit, or when you go for shopping and they say this is the last size, your size is not there. That is when you start realizing, oh my God, here I am. And then we make up our mind at that time, but then that time will pass away, and again we are back to square. So sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you have anything else to say?
Another thing is, Swiggy starts running late nights. That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, adding on to that, I can imagine how many people, come and ask us to pray, that whenever I go for shopping, it's becoming a very, very stressful experience. I don't find my size and things like that. So I think more than prayer, it is really going to help if we start doing exercise. Adding on to that, I'd like to ask Sharon how poor conditioning affects the ability to perform even routine tasks at home, at workplace, if you're an entrepreneur, dealing with people, how confidence comes in picture, how the conditioning, poor conditioning really affects our ability to perform the routine tasks, day-to-day tasks.
Yeah. See, as a mom and a business owner, you need a lot of energy, and then, handling clients, all of that. And this is one of the, do you want me to answer the confidence part or the
You can
day-to-day?
feel free as you can, you're welcome to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me personally, like I start my day with a workout, because that gives me the focus, that gives me the energy. Believe it or not, even without food, you get extra energy if you work out. And then my full day falls into a, the way that I would like it to go, the ideal way, in the sense there's a lot of focus, clarity, energy, stamina, etc. So, yeah, I mean, simple tasks like, standing and cooking, that requires energy for a housewife if you're to keep doing those things. And movements like, opening a door, carrying your suitcase, all of that requires strength. And you want to keep doing this as you age. You want to be independent as much as possible, into your 70s and 80s. And another key thing is balance and coordination, which you tend to lose.
Yeah.
So these things, you need to train to do those things. Even dancing is good as well, but TRX itself, you can hold on to the TRX straps and then do rotational movements. So things like pivoting becomes tricky as you age because people lose balance with they'll have vertigo, etc. They'll lose balance and fall off.
Yeah.
So we have to consciously train.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of time you'll need to take out in a day, but it's well worth it because it's an investment for your future you, I would say. And then again, flexibility. If you're limited in flexibility, which automatically happens. I mean, as babies, how flexible are you, right? But by the time even 7 years, 8 years, like when I see some kids, they're not as flexible. They can't do a split these days. They're just overweight.
Yeah.
So even flexibility, we should not underestimate. All these things are required to work together so that, you can have a long life and a healthy life, yeah, confidence part of it, your posture automatically, improves. I myself am a very shy person, but because I work out, I am definitely a much more confident person. And um, and it's scientific, endorphins are released, serotonin is released into the bloodstream. So whenever you go into the gym to work out with a, mindset like, I don't know what is going on, you walk out literally as a different person. I mean, that's a guarantee, So you're much more positive. You can handle any situation. So that's the kind of, it's a biological thing, So please make it a habit is what I can say. Yeah.
Thanks, Shirin. I agree with you. Our confidence level really goes up, and it's not only an investment for our future, but also we are indirectly imparting that to our children and our family around when we are imparting that. So our children, even rather than advising, I think they observe it when they see us doing rather than just talking about it. When we do it, they also get inspired. They may not express it, but they because I remember how my father, being a ex-military, and we've grown up seeing him doing exercise in the hall room in our house. And up until 85, he would go for walk twice a day. So indirectly, at that point in time, I didn't know. But later on, we all tend to do fitness and exercise. It's just kind of impartation that has come on us. So I totally agree. And we need to be independent when we grow old, and we need to age gracefully. It's really important. Yeah, so coming back to Isra, Natasha, can you guys talk about some recovery techniques? I believe recovery is not, everybody talks about exercise, different Zumba, TRX, and all kind of techniques, but I do believe that recovery is so important. As much as we focus on exercise, recovery is equally important. So can you throw some light on that, how people could do that? And,
Okay, so I'll start from recovery. First starts with sleep. You need to get enough sleep. The people who don't get sleep. So it's like it's like everything happens there. Sleep, hydration, right food, all those come to play. So if you don't look into that, that's the most easiest thing to look into. But if you are not taking the time, because right now the world has come to a place that sleep is not that important. Trust me, for me, wherever I can sleep, I will sleep. God has blessed me with that. And if you have the blessing, please use it as a blessing. It's not a curse. It's a real blessing. Whenever you can, put in a nap. It's really good. So just there is a difference, right? You're putting in a nap is to charge yourself. You're not trying to. I'm not telling you to be lazy. Okay, so please get that out of the way. When your body tells you to sleep, you don't understand. There has been some months that my body can't handle it. I don't know if it's training or the nutrition, but during the afternoon I have to shut down, and I gave my body that rest at least 2 to 3 hours during the day, because something was not, maybe my immunity was not that great, but my body was asking for more sleep. So when your body talks to you, please give in the time for nap. Next thing I would say, supplementation. Go to your doctor, get a blood test, do your test and see what are you lacking on. These days I'm noticing a lot of people. So I came in the topic of magnesium with a lot of people, and I noticed magnesium is a good supplement in the night to have, and it really helps people. It helps you recover, it helps you sleep, it helps your body to relax. So supplementation is another part. Next part is therapy. Okay, I always tell my clients, you all take this body into the racetrack, but you never take it to the garage.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to take it to the garage. Trust me, we put oil to a vehicle, they massage you with oil. Get it? So it's the same thing. There is nothing different. You need to make sure that you get your therapy massages in. If you can get ice bathing, get an ice bath in. If you can go to a steam or a sauna, go. It helps you. It helps you recover fast. These are all hacks that has been given to us, but it's just the lack of knowledge doesn't allow us to go. So do your research. If you have questions, you can ask. We can send you the research that I have done. I have done so much of research on recovery. So if you notice, this is something crazy that Fiona faced a few years ago, where she was doing always hardcore training. Her training was like if she starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, she's done by 10. Then in the evening, she'll go and do another workout where it's strength, because for Ironman. She did it so much where when she took a break, her body started getting bigger. It looks like muscle, but it was not muscle. It was inflammation.
Right. Yeah.
So it came to a point that Fiona had to stop the hardcore training. So she stopped from there, and I brought her into just weightlifting. Weightlifting was boring for her. She rather do CrossFit.
Yes.
Because she wants that heart rate to come up and she wants that pump. So I took her away from even power CrossFit, and I brought her just into weightlifting. Using machines, teaching her how to breathe, all this stuff. The more you don't understand, the more she got the rest, her body started to lose weight. So this time when she went to USA and came, her body it was like a reboot, because she rested and she came. So for some people, I would say, if you're not losing weight, it might be because you're overtraining. Yeah, so you know where to draw the line. Just because you see a bodybuilder in the gym every day and looking good, it's not the same. A bodybuilder lifestyle is completely different. So do not look at your body and a bodybuilder and get a mix of it, because you need to understand it's different. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I also want to ask you on inflammation. What are some of the things I feel, whether it is a hair fall or bloating, or I mean a lot of things, a lot of issues we face because of inflammation. So how do we identify that our body is inflamed, and then what kind of simple things, if at all, if we could do, can you? Yeah.
So some people, so I've been having chats with some people, and I have identified few people who have this problem. So there are people who are allergic to their carbs, to gluten. If they have carbs, they feel like immediately they feel pain in their trap, and even if you massage, it doesn't go. It's like a real ball in there. So if you take painkillers, it will go sometimes. If you take antihistamine, it goes down. So you need to understand there is some food that makes you feel more bloated, or it'll give you like a spasm on your muscles. So you need to know, best way to find out is after you eat, if you get something, identify what you're eating. Okay, because food is the main thing that gives you inflammation. That means it's toxic. If an ant bites you on your skin, immediately it's going to get like you're going to get a body. Same way, when you're eating something, it doesn't agree, it will come out from somewhere as a something like a spasm or like gas,
Yeah.
mainly. So some people are allergic to certain food, so you can get more inflammation. People also don't understand when you have certain types of nuts,
Yes. Allergic.
omega.
Yeah.
So you need to work on your, so you can take your fish oil, which are omega-3. So if you are taking omega-6, if you're eating your nuts, make sure that you take some omega-3.
Okay.
Count it so you won't have that inflammation. This happened with the powerlifter. He's a national powerlifter, and for the last 2 weeks, the guy has been getting muscle cramps, like inflammation on joints. So then when then I asked him what is the supplements you're taking, he straight told me he has never touched magnesium. He has never touched fish oil. So when I gave him the fish oil, told him because he has been having nuts every day. Because when they're on the diet, they eat peanuts. So I had to cut him down on the peanuts and give him more fish oils to counter the omega-6. Yeah.
Yeah.
So inflammation is one of the biggest issues right now that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any blood test or anything where we need to do, or just we listen to the body and go for things?
That's the thing. This journey of fitness, Chitra, is crazy because if you don't, even with your trainer or your body, if you don't have relationship, you can't do this. Now
Right.
I know that I drink milk. As I drink milk, my face gets chubbier.
Yeah.
So that's inflammation.
Yeah.
So for some people, it might be gas, lactose intolerance. So they must be eating gas. So like this, your body, you need to know what. Trust me, guys. Everyone knows what they're not supposed to have. It's just that the greediness wants them to have it. That's how the body works.
Right.
Because we eat, we just don't want to take a break. But when you notice, when you go on a fast, you notice when you go on a fast, you're losing weight. So in other words, what you put in is what makes you look bloated. So you need to know what to put in, what not to put in. It might not be the same thing for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing before we open it for the audience to ask questions. Nowadays, there are so many concepts out there in Bangalore, being a cosmopolitan city. Like we have wellness company which offers oxygen therapy, infrared, and so many other things. So, how does one know what kind of therapy we need to go for? Do you have any advice on that? There, like you did for my knee treatment, you did cupping, and then you helped with many
Okay.
different
So
techniques,
the
right?
thing is this: if even that now I have changed my ways a little bit because we need to quicken the process for people. We can't keep them. So first thing I do is I now send them to a doctor, orthopedic doctor.
Okay.
When you go to the orthopedic doctor, they will recommend if you do MRI or X-ray. Because I cannot put my finger and hand and tell you what's wrong with your knee or your joint.
True.
That's why I said technology is so advanced, we can go and do a scan and find out what's there. We need to know what we don't know. So when we know what we don't know, we can cure the problem. So sometimes cupping and all that will help, but it will be a short-term thing.
Yeah, temporary, right? Yeah.
Temporary thing, because I'm giving you more movement into the area.
Yes.
By giving a deep tissue, you give more blood circulation. But what's happening is we're not giving a solution to the problem.
Right.
So I would suggest if you have an injury, go show it, get an X-ray, get an MRI, because the X-ray and MRI will. But when you get an X-ray, please don't go to one doctor. Get a couple of opinions, because some doctors will give you a diagnosis and you will get really sad about it. And you might notice when you go to physiotherapy, he might give you completely different answer. His answer will be completely different.
Correct.
So understand, we need to understand. So I send them to my doctor. But when the report comes, we make sure that we look at the report in a wider understanding. We not just a narrow understand. Then it helps the client also. Then we can make a better decision of what we're supposed to do.
Sure. Yeah, that really makes sense. There is this theory of have three opinions. I always thought we should have two opinions when we, get stuck with something really life-threatening kind of a thing. But I remember you sharing about take opinion from three doctors. So so that two out of the three, two will say the same thing, and maybe one would be different. Do you have?
Also, now we have AI. We can just put it on whatever platform, and we can also get an understanding, because technology is there to teach us.
Yes.
So we can And so many things. Right now, you can take your doctor whatever the scan gives. You can put it on your chat GPT or whatever, and they read it.
Yeah.
They give you the diagnosis. You need to know your problem before you go to the doctor. When
Yes.
people go to the doctor, they are waiting for the doctor to tell them what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
You need to do your research before you go to the doctor.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going there and you're going to become a patient.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will make you feel like you're a vegetable.
Yeah.
So it can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it won't, but it's really good for you to know what you want to know and
Yeah.
ask the right questions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important for us to know how our bodies function, what exactly is the problem. We really need to do the research because it's sometimes it's very, we are in that victimized state where we just go to the doctor and oh, poor me and whatever the doctor is saying, we just rush into it. But I certainly agree with you guys that we need to do our research. And I use ChatGPT at least 10, 20 times every single day. So
Yeah.
totally, and the grok is there and so much, we are really advanced. So before we open it up to, I think it's 9:50. Sherin and Prasanna, you guys want to share anything else, or we can open up for Q&A right now.
Chitra, there's one more thing which really, which people take it for granted. Stress plays a very important role in people's life with their jobs or family issues. Um, this thing also helps you not to lose weight or restlessness. So emotionally, you start dropping down. So mentally, it starts torturing you. So the best thing is to go on with having exercises and being socially connected to people so that you get encouraged. So stress mainly it's with jobs, family issues and all, which makes you come down. The confidence level drops you down, and then you start hating yourself. But that's one of the things which plays another key role in making people to shut themselves away from everything and shun themselves. And you don't have patience with your children or your family. And in this stress you start to eat and get all sorts of emotionally you start dropping down. So my advice is keep moving and lifting yourself and be connected to people who are full of energy, full of strength. Keep smiling. Everything is going to be all right.
Thank you. Guys, please post your questions in the chat window. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Prasanna. Mental health issues seem to be on the rise now, and stress could really lead people into depression and away, take people away from the community. By God's grace, we have wonderful communities, like 5 communities in India campus. So I think I would encourage our audience to get involved, start interacting with the community. We have wonderful people. Now we brought the trainers together. We might come up with some more passion groups as well. Yeah, thank you. Sherin, do you want to share anything else?
Just maybe a bit about women over 40. Um, you will see a lot of changes which happen over 40. Hormonal fluctuations, sudden weight around your waist, chest area, etc. So it's you need to realize it's the body trying to kind of adjust to your cortisol levels, because what happens is adrenals start producing cortisol along with estradiol. Earlier it used to be the ovaries which produce. Okay, so now this is changing. So that's the reason that you tend to put on weight in this after 40. So you got to recognize that, and even your mental health can change after 40. You cannot take as much stress as you could before. So you got to work out accordingly, eat accordingly, and it's not a time to neglect yourself. So, there are a lot of other stresses like Prasanna was telling, which comes. It just keeps increasing in life. But you got to put yourself first, and you got to do the right kind of workout, which involves strength training. Don't be scared to lift weights. You will not look manly. It's very difficult for us to put on muscle mass. So lift weight, a lot of protein, along with a good, fiber-rich diet. Please prioritize yourself, is what I'd like to say.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm sure we will have another session, maybe a couple more sessions on nutrition as well as fasting aspect we can bring in. I totally agree with you. Some of these, I hear about the menopausal women facing these hot flashes. How do they cope up with that? Very briefly, if you could talk about it.
Yeah, so a lot of ladies do have hot flashes. What has helped me and insomnia. What has helped me is, magnesium. That's been a game changer. It's helping me sleep throughout, and I also do box breathing. That helps as well. And generally, when I am eating healthy, I've realized, and my workouts are done. I myself don't have too much of it yet. I'm going to be 46 soon, but again, alcohol intake has to go down. So your nutrition and your exercise can play a key
Role.
role in that. If you have more muscle mass, if the body is generally healthier, it'll be less, is
Yeah.
what I can say. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Isru and Natasha, it's a question for you guys from the audience. Please, can you speak about intermittent fasting?
Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. Um,
How many
so
hours
I
is good? Even I keep getting confused, like whether it is 12 is good, 14 is good, or 16 is good. What's the typical number of hours for women versus men? Are there anything so confusing? Or it is, right?
yeah, I can again it can change from person to person. Even for again for ladies to fast for so long now, I don't recommend them to fast for that long, and I also don't recommend that they fast and work out. So back in the day, they say to do a workout on fasting when on the fast. But right now, for females, I don't recommend that it happens because it can play around a lot with their hormones. Yeah. So I would say start off with 12. If you can push for 14, it's great. But you can, but the the last few days, try to go for like 1 or 2 days, go for 16. Because the end of the day, Chitra, it's difficult to continue that for a long time because people will do intermittent fasting, but you need to understand you need to take a break also.
Yes.
The problem is people don't know when to take the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the main thing is how you break your fast. A lot of people are not concentrating on how they break their fast. They straight go into the whatever the meal that they're going to eat. So you need to know how to break your fast. If you want to talk about that, there's a long thing to understand about breaking fast. Even prophet teaches on how to break fast. It's the same principle. So 12 is good to start off. Everyone should have a starting base. 12 is good. Try to start your fast early in the evening so you're not suffering during the day. And next thing is fasting is not starving. Fasting is you timing it. If you forget, if you are forgetting to eat in the afternoon, that is not a fast, that is starve. When you say fast, your body is conditioned. You have given a time for it to break. So then your body hormones also change, even how fat stores into your body changes. So you need to understand if you're starving, your body completely shuts down. Everything you put into your body starts converting it to fat.
Right, yeah.
Our body is on this whole survival mode.
Right.
So when you're fasting, please understand, give a time. That's the most important thing because you will fast, fast, fast and not lose anything. Again, you're getting stress and cortisol coming in again, and you're holding on the fat. So 12 is good. Start off 12. I tell anyone if you're doing a fast, push for 2 weeks. When you push for 2 weeks, by the second week, you will notice that the fast becomes easy. The first week is going to be really difficult. All your cravings are going to come. Yeah. And I notice sometimes coffee helps you on your fast. Coffee helps because when I'm saying coffee without sugar, then it helps your taste buds also go away because of the bitterness. Yeah. So that's something I think that will help you.
So there's this theory of not having breakfast is going to reduce the metabolism. So how does it relate to intermittent fasting? Let's say if I break my intermittent fast at like 10 or 11 o'clock, so will my metabolism go down or how does it work? Is it even?
Okay. I don't think your metabolism will go down like that, Chitra. I think it's to do with the timing. It's how your body is like, right? The thing is, again, your metabolism can go down if you continuously train your body, weight training without eating.
Okay.
So I recommend people don't do lifting without eating. I recommend they do their cardio fasted. Do not do your muscle building fasted
Okay.
because your muscle needs the glucose to push.
Yes.
That can weaken your body.
Super.
Yeah. And when you're doing fast, don't do long fast. When I say long fast, don't do it for 3-4 months. That can bring your metabolism down.
Yes.
Because at the beginning, we did a lot of fasting at WOW. And that fasting, actually, because we didn't have the understanding, we just did it. We were like soldiers. We just did whatever was told. There was no questions asked.
Yeah.
But with time, we understood, and we understood here and there, our metabolism also got changed while doing long fasts. So have a time zone. Break your fast. If it's 40 days, 40 days. If 30 days, 30 days. Have the time cut. You have to have a time cut. Yeah.
Super. And when we break fast, what to eat first, they are asking.
First, a glass of water. So water, you can have broth if you all do have broth for your gut health. So you need to have good broth. You can have avocado. That's a good fat that you can put in. What else can you start?
Try to avoid carbs and like a heavy.
So don't give a sugar spike at once.
Okay.
Try not to give a sugar spike. If you give a sugar spike, again, it's going to be difficult. You're giving too much stress on the body. So start with good fats, I would say. Good fats always work. It works with good fats, yeah.
Yeah, super. Thank you. Another question, a man is trying to, one of our audience is trying to gain weight and how they can avoid, inflammation, and the person has cysts in their skin. How do they ensure that the cyst is not increasing due to the diet? So there are two things. They're trying to gain weight and they already have an issue of cyst in the skin. So how do they make sure that the inflammation doesn't hurt them and the cyst doesn't increase?
Is that from us? You're asking the question from us?
Yeah, for anybody could
Okay.
answer. Yeah.
So first of all, I think this is something that we can't just talk. I think we need to get on a phone call before we do this, because for the cyst to come and all this to happen, there is some condition. So I would suggest that we first have a phone call and see what is the medical condition. Is there any medical condition? What was the reason for this to come first? And then I think it's a better way to take it from there.
Yeah, have they tried to already build muscle and it hasn't happened? Or
so
more details.
If you're finding it difficult to lose weight and gain weight, it also can be thyroid issues. It can be. So these are some things that we need to personally talk and see what are the conditions that they have. Yeah.
Sure. Another question from another individual, a man. Does anything happen if we stop rice all of a sudden? Since all our lives we have been eating rice, if we stop, what can we replace the rice with? Because we are so, I think for South Indians, people who live in South, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, we are so used to, like, we can eat rice thrice, and we are so used to rice. And so suddenly, if we have to cut down on the carbs and rice and all that stuff, then we feel very hungry. We'll end up eating more. That's the truth. So how do we replace? What can we replace the rice with?
I can try to answer that.
Sure.
It is for weight loss.
Yeah.
See, you don't have to cut out rice completely for weight loss, right? If they focus on, like splitting their plate, half of what they are having in the plate, veggies, and then, your protein, and then a little bit of rice, you can still lose weight. So you don't need to cut out completely, what you've been having all throughout your life. Yeah, but unfortunately, what South Indian meals, what happens is there's a lot of oil, and the veggie quantity, the serving is very less. So that's what we need to, in our mindset, increase that and realize that that is also a carbohydrate. Your veggies have carbohydrates, and if you're adding a bit of coconut oil, that has energy. So, reduce the portion of the rice, increase your veggies and protein, and it needs to be sustainable if you're doing it for weight loss, right? ask yourself if you're actually hungry before you eat, and always add a workout as well so that your metabolism is high, and that it goes hand in hand for weight loss. But you don't have to necessarily stop, rice completely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Can I add something?
Yes.
So in Sri Lanka, it's the same diet program. All three meals they have whatever red rice, white rice, whatever. But it's the understanding about how rice, even if you take the history, when the British brought rice in, introduced rice into to the Sri Lankans, what happens is they got them to eat, like their stomachs got full, but they got very slow. So the lethargy started hitting him. And also, then the Sinhalese, the Sri Lankans stopped performing. They stopped even having children reduced because they understood the more they can reduce feeding these people, they started to gain weight. So that is one reason rice is there. So that became cultural. Now it became a culture that we can't come out rice. There is no difference of, so guys, you have to understand there is no, it's a part of, it's also like an addiction. You can't without it. In Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan people can't live without a cup of milk tea. It's the same thing. Yeah, when you tell them to, so imagine this, okay? Telling a drug addict to stop drugs and they get all those jitters. Same way, if I tell my client, stop eating rice, they completely go into trauma.
True.
Then I become their enemy. Yeah. So but you understand, it's something that has been passed on from the past. It's a cycle. So we need to break that. We need to identify why, if you look at it, you don't see the Western countries having that much rice. Their meals are very different. Their meals are more into the protein side. They eat meals and they look different. So I would say, like Shashank said, don't think rice is bad, but understand how to portion it, how to put in your vegetables. We in India and Sri Lanka, we have so much of vegetables. I don't think we put that much vegetables. In Sri Lanka, it's rice, chicken, and dal. That's all that the Sri Lankans also have. They love their dal and their sambar.
Sri Lanka is extension of India, right? So neighbors.
And if you really want to fool your mind, try cauliflower rice. Somebody asked.
Yeah,
They wanted prayer for how to reduce rice or something. I said, if you really want to fool your mind, you try cauliflower rice.
yeah, Jason actually tried it, and we put him on a keto for a while, and he kind of managed to eat cauliflower rice, and the quantity was also a bit less. So there's another question: should we cut sugar completely, or how do we manage? I think this is one of the 5 vows people have taken, and how do we? Again, this is to do with suddenly, our palate is so used to sugar and all that, just like rice only. So how do we cut sugar? People are asking, should we do completely or gradually we should cut? That's a question. Yeah, anybody can pick. Yeah.
To go first. I think sugar is a complete cutout is best, I would say. And keep things like simply because it gives you more cravings. If you try to have one piece, and if you're like me, you cannot stop with one piece. So it doesn't happen. So I think like maybe how Visudu was telling, push through 2 weeks completely without sugar, but perhaps try if you have monk fruit, sweeteners, alternative options. They're really good, and it's worked really well for me. Could take a bit of adjustment for some people, but try stevia or monk fruit, or just a real fruit if you want to have something sweet. But realize that this is not essential for your body, that you can get it from your carbohydrates also change into sugar, and your fruits have fructose, which is also sugar. So it's not an essential thing. Simply an addiction, and if you really know that's an addiction, cut it out completely is what I would say. And try recipes. You can make cheesecake with monk fruit. You can do different things if you like cooking. There are so many alternatives that you can make at home, so you don't feel deprived.
Since last couple of
Uh,
years.
Can I add in? Actually, if there are deficiency in the body, like some supplement deficiency, you have cravings for sugar. So check in which deficiency you have, like that's B12 or any maybe iron. These things, when it is less in your body, then you have cravings. That's one. And if you do have cravings also, sometimes like before periods and all, people do have some cravings. You can always go with dates or dry fruits and all. Slowly it will keep you. And when you work out well also, you won't have cravings. So the body starts to repair and you won't feel like eating, because even I also have craving and I love eating chocolates. But when you start working out and you balance yourself with all the supplements and magnesium and vitamin D3 also is very important, then you won't have these type of cravings, and iron is balanced well in your body. So it will keep you off from eating unnecessary or binging on small things like this. So we need to keep an eye on the deficiency that we have in our body. The cravings will stop.
yeah, I just wanted to add something. She hit it spot on. So adding to that, I think a lot of people are not sure when they say sugar. I don't think they're totally able to differentiate what they refer to in their mind as sugar. So there's the refined sugars, and then there's everything else that we eat that we don't really realize turns into glucose. So we need to kind of come down to understanding our body, to figuring out, is that am I lusting for this thing? Is it just like a habit? Is it comfort food? Or does my body really need
If
this
you're
carb?
going to faint, have some sugar.
Yeah. So you need to come into that differentiation, and then you can decide and kind of plan yourself.
Also, if you're trying to go into a cut off anything or go into any fast, don't do it alone. If you have family, try to do it with family, because it's easier, because you can talk to each other and it actually helps. Do not do a fast or cut off anything alone. You feel alone. So always try to do it with someone close to you.
Yeah, the load sharing happens.
Anything gradually cut off means it will be okay, because sometimes sugar levels go down. Sometimes we can't. So anything slowly you get used to it. Anything drastic is dangerous.
Yeah, so then we try to cut off, then we land up eating more, the same thing. So we kind of gradually moved away from sugar in our house, except Jason, me and Sam. We moved away completely. We stopped buying white sugar, refined sugar, and we moved on to stevia. Now we can't eat sweet or brownie, or we can't even think of eating anything. We are just used to this kind of thing. And I remember Sam uses honey or some other forms in a very very moderate quantity. I mean, he doesn't most of the time. He's like, food is like medicine for me, he says. Anyway, so there's another question. This is the last question, guys. Thank you for staying. It's 10:12. Thank you for staying with us. The last question is, how do we increase the metabolism or lose weight if you're working 9 to 5 or night shift? I think many of our youngsters in Wow India, they do work, they do night shifts. How do they, because they are the rhythm, the whole circadian rhythm goes for a toss. So their concern is, how do we lose weight, or how do we, if at all, if if there is a term like increasing the metabolism, how do we do that? So that's a question from the audience.
Increasing in metabolism when they're working for long hours and late nights. Actually, every half an hour or 1 hour, it's better to get up from the chair and walk around. Go and get your own cup of coffee or water. And there are some chair exercises where you can lift your legs, or some whatever you need to move the body. The blood has to circulate from head to toe. You can't be sitting in the same position and with the head bent down. It starts giving you that sciatica pain and the neck pain, and unnecessary complications arise. You need to get up every half an hour or every 45 minutes. Get up and you need to move around. Go to the washroom or do something or the other. Don't just be sitting over there. And there are some chair exercises also which we will help you out, where you can try to lift your legs, and because sitting always on the chair, it gives you, even stomach starts to grow, the fat increases like that, because you keep binging on something or the other, and no sleep is one thing which really is needed, and sleeplessness will also put you on weight. Stress is another thing. So all added, have to move whatever it is. That's when slowly the metabolism also will take into, when you start exercising, metabolism comes in control, because with the food, because 80% is your diet, 20% is whatever exercise that you do. So it's how you eat and what you eat and when you eat.
Chitra, when you ask question about working in the night, people who do jobs in the night,
Yeah.
Fortunately, right now there is no answer to give it, because if you do break rest in the night and if you're doing night jobs, it does mess up your metabolism. Even your immunity can go down, because it's actually taking a lot of strain on your body.
Yeah.
Because because when it's dark, you're not sleeping, and the light is hitting you all sleep.
Yeah, your circadian
So your whole rhythm is off, and you are not going to get your deep sleep. If you don't get your deep sleep, it's going to be a bit difficult even on the recovery side. So I can't tell people to change their jobs,
Yeah.
but
Definitely.
if you, but whenever you can, what happens is, even if you're working 5 days a week, at that time on Saturday and Sunday, definitely you can't fall asleep, because your body has got used to it.
Yes.
So there will be a point, I would say, for anyone, they will make a choice. You will have to make a choice, because you will notice your body responding and telling you that it cannot take anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now we don't have a way to put a person in deep sleep during the day. It doesn't work that way. So I think in the future it will happen. They'll find a new way, but yeah. So, but still, it takes time, right? If you want to sleep in the night during the day, it will take your time. You won't have family time. You won't have time to go to the gym. You won't have all that.
Yeah.
So I would recommend people to always find a job that they're doing, a profession at their time zone. So that's something that is my recommendation. I'm not telling you to stop what you're doing. I'm just telling you it can affect your health. It can affect your sugar levels. It can affect with your hormones. It plays a lot with your hormones when you break rest, especially for ladies.
Yeah.
It plays a lot with your hormones.
Yeah.
So I would recommend you find a job.
If your job pays really well, and that's the reason you've taken it, then there is new technology that will support that lifestyle. But then again, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and it's expensive.
Yeah, you could have a sound pound at home, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. I'm done with all the questions. Guys, if we have really done very well, so thank you very much, Natasha and Isru, Prasanna and Shireen. Thank you guys for joining. And I have shared a link of a WhatsApp group. I hope Natasha and Isru is okay for you guys to join that group. Yeah, so there we can we can share about the future sessions, and maybe some one or two queries if you want to respond to that. And also uh, because we are in this season, next season, where we are committed to these 5 vows, so I thought it would be really good for our trainers to kickstart some sessions. So graciously our trainers have come forward to offer some free sessions for you guys. You're really blessed. So if you join this group, then we will share the rest of the details, because I understand that we don't want to what do you call, we send so many messages in community. It's primarily for wow related stuff, and this is one of the passion groups definitely we want to. So feel free to join this group, wherein we will be offering I think for 2 weeks, Shireen, Prasanna and Isru, you guys are okay with that? You all will be giving 3 sessions in a week, either morning or afternoon, for 2 weeks, meaning 6 sessions going to be free for you guys. whoever, depending on your availability, depending on your preference, you can join any one of the trainers. So feel free to join that group. And my only request is that make use of it. If you're joining, make sure that you attempt to get your body moving if you haven't started the fitness part of it. And it has been really awesome, wonderful talking to all of you trainers. Thank you so much for the offering. Thank you for your time. Really looking forward to again connect with you guys. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Thank you. Good
Thanks,
night.
Chitra. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Right.
Panache.